Femi and Kemi had been married long enough to understand each other's habits. They knew who woke up grumpy, who needed silence in the morning, who forgot things easily, who carried stress quietly. Their marriage had history. It had inside jokes. It had shared memories. It had survived seasons. From the outside, nothing looked broken. But inside their home, something important had slowly gone missing. Not love, not loyalty, not commitment. It was appreciation. And neither of them noticed when it started fading. Kemi's days were full before they even began. She woke up thinking about school lunches, uniforms, homework, and traffic. Her mind ran ahead of her body. She moved through the house doing what needed to be done, not because someone asked, but because it was her responsibility. Somewhere along the way, responsibility stopped feeling meaningful. It began to feel invisible. She didn't expect applause. She didn't want praise. She didn't want attention from outsiders. She just wanted her effort to be seen by the person who mattered most. Femi's days were heavy in a different way. He carried financial responsibility like a silent contract he never signed but fully accepted. Bills, school fees, rent, emergencies, expectations. He rarely spoke about pressure. He believed silence was strength. He assumed that as long as he provided, love would be understood. But over time, he began to feel reduced to a role instead of appreciated as a person. Neither of them meant to stop saying thank you. It didn't happen intentionally. It happened gradually. Gratitude was replaced with assumptions. Of course she'll do it. Of course he'll handle it. And what was once appreciation became expectation.
The problem wasn't that they stopped loving each other. The problem was that love stopped being expressed in ways that nourished the relationship. They spoke about logistics more than feelings. They discussed needs more than effort. They corrected more than they appreciated. And over time, emotional distance began to grow. One of the most dangerous things in marriage is emotional familiarity without emotional awareness. When you know someone so well that you stop noticing them. That was where Femi and Kemi found themselves. On a Saturday morning filled with noise and clutter, Kemi felt overwhelmed. The house wasn't cooperating. The children were restless. Her body was tired. Her patience was thin. As she walked into the bedroom, she noticed something unusual. Femi was sitting on the edge of the bed, unmoving, not scrolling, not resting, just sitting. His shoulders were heavy. His posture told a story his words never shared. And for the first time in a long time, Kemi stopped rushing. She looked at him, really looked. In that moment, she realized something important. She had been measuring her exhaustion without acknowledging his. She had been waiting to be appreciated without expressing appreciation. She had been hurting quietly, just like him. And suddenly, the problem didn't feel like him anymore. It felt like what they had both stopped doing. She sat beside him. No accusation, no frustration, no long speech, just honesty. "Thank you," she said quietly, "for everything you do. I'm sorry I stopped saying it." Those words did something unexpected. They reached a place in Femi that advice never touched. His body relaxed before his mind could respond. His eyes filled with emotion, not because the words were grand, but because they were overdue. He realized something too. He had been working hard, but he had stopped acknowledging effort that didn't come with a paycheck. He replied softly, "I should have said it first. You do so much, and I stopped noticing." That moment didn't fix everything, but it opened a door to conversation, a door to honesty, a door to awareness. What they discovered next is what many couples never realize. Gratitude doesn't just make someone feel good, it creates emotional safety. When people feel appreciated, they soften. When people feel seen, they open up. When people feel valued, they reconnect. They decided to try something simple. Every day, they would intentionally acknowledge one thing the other person did. Not a performance, not perfection, just effort. At first, it felt awkward. They stumbled over words. They repeated the same things. They laughed when it felt uncomfortable. But slowly, something shifted. They became more observant. Kemi noticed Femi's patience with the children. Femi noticed Kemi's emotional labor. They began to see each other again. And something important happened. Arguments reduced, not because issues disappeared, but because appreciation softened communication. Their tone changed, their posture changed, their home felt lighter. Gratitude didn't remove responsibility, it restored connection. This is where the lesson becomes important. Many couples wait for big gestures to feel loved, but marriages are sustained by small, consistent acknowledgement. Gratitude tells your partner, I see you, I value your effort, you matter. Over time, Femi and Kemi realized something powerful. They hadn't been fighting each other. They had been fighting exhaustion without appreciation, and appreciation changed how exhaustion was experienced. When people asked what helped their marriage, they didn't mention therapy or dramatic turning points. They said one word, gratitude. Because gratitude does something unique. It reminds people why they chose each other in the first place. Many marriages don't break because of betrayal. They break because effort becomes invisible, because thank you disappears, because familiarity replaces intention. A thankful spouse is easier to talk to. A grateful partner is easier to forgive. A marriage filled with appreciation is more resilient. If you are married, engaged, or preparing for marriage, this lesson matters. Gratitude is not optional. It is emotional maintenance. Say thank you while love is still present, not after resentment takes root. Because sometimes the words we think are too small to matter are the exact words holding everything together. Marriage with Harmony, helping couples build awareness, restore connection, and grow in fulfillment.